When do you need an architect? Hi, my name's Jan Hogarth from Placemate Architects. I'm a renovation specialist architect in Brisbane. And today I'd like to talk about what the triggers are for when you actually should hire an architect. Nobody wakes up in the morning and goes, hey, I'm in the mood to spend tens of thousands of dollars just sprinkling a bit of joy on an architect's life so they can have a few doodles and have a bit of fun. No. That does not happen. We're always at the start of the process, and you want to know that you need an architect before you actually hire them. And this is why. You've got a complicated brief. The clue is when you've already been thinking about doing some work on your house for about 2 or 3 years, you've already spoken to 3 builders. They've all said wildly different things about what is possible at your place. You need to pay someone to think through the process for the options that you are facing. Now, the options might be over time. Do you need to build in stages without taking a backward step? Is the way that the construction works complicated? Have you got options? Should you raise the house? Should you dig in underneath? Should you move it to the side? What's the implications for cost, construction, approvals? Building is so expensive, you can throw a lot of money away and not get anywhere. The other thing is your family might be complicated. If you want to stay in a house for a long time, you want to know what you do now is still going to be good in 15 years' time. How do you know that? You're not a building expert. You need to run that by someone who really is on top of this stuff and that they're dealing with it all the time. Construction is expensive. It's always expensive. In my world, $100,000 can be spent in the blink of an eye. It's a lot of money to you, but in construction, practically nothing. So if you were going to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars, you would get professional advice from someone who is not just giving you advice for now, but is giving you advice over a long period of time. You could go to a bookkeeper for your money, but if you are looking at that long-term investment, you're looking at a chartered accountant or a financial planner. Architects are like chartered accountants and financial planners. They've got that overview and you're looking at the implications for the long-term effects of your construction, and that's our role. Classic reason for you needing an architect is because you've got complex layers of approvals. Now, this is a Hamptons type house. It's a new build. It's not that hard as a piece of construction. However, it's in a park. There's ecology overlays. There's bushfire nearby. This is a slip ground. There's a sewer line to the side. Trying to get the approvals through council without, stirring up a hornet's nest of difficulty, of working out what's the best value type of construction and what's going to work with your brief, all of these overlays so that you get the simplest approval process to get the result you want. You need expertise in that. You don't just need an architect, you need, like us, with a whole team of other advisors, structural engineers, energy efficiency, to name, town planning. We've got lots of people we can call on. So you could do this yourself, but how do you even find the right structural engineer for you? There's a series of expertise that you need to go to. So that's why you need an architect to coordinate all of these people. A lot of them are specialists and we're generalists. Okay, another reason that you need an architect is you've got a vision of the outside of the house, but you need help with all the selections. Now, why would you need an architect for this? Part of this is to get quotes. Now, if you're going to get multiple quotes from different builders, everybody needs to be literally off the same page of documents and have everything nailed. So a classic is the kitchen. If you don't document up your kitchen, the builder will put in an allowance for a kitchen of what they think is a fair thing. They're not trying to rip you off, they're just giving you a figure. So that in the quote, there'll be $50,000 for your kitchen. But then you go, but my kitchen, I want tiles like this. This is actually marble. and these are the materials I want, actually, and I want these different types of cupboards. And the builder will just go, oh, well, sorry, that kitchen's worth $80,000. Now, you've only got an allowance for $50,000, so you just have to find that $30,000. Wouldn't it be better if the builder knew up front that that was what they were going to do, and then the subcontractors are all set in? So we make sure in our process that everything is documented up. Now, that's part of our work. Now, if you're saying, but my sister's an interior designer, she can do all that stuff, we'll go, great. You don't need an architect for that. But if that's not in your skill set and you can't call on someone else, you need an architect. Okay, another classic is, do you need quotes from different builders? Maybe you're one of those people who has to get 3 quotes for everything. So, and you don't trust it unless there's a second price. Now, if you go to a builder, many builders can say, look, we'll just take care of all those approvals. We'll hire someone and we'll take care of the whole process. That is fine. However, you can't just say to that guy, oh, but I need to get a second price. Why would that guy who's done all that prep work ahead of the time allow you to go and dump all his work and go to someone else because it's cheaper? If you hire the architect as an independent consultant to you, then you've got a full set of documents and you can get you can get 2 or 3 appropriate builders for you. The other thing is, who do you even pick? If you don't know builders who specialise in houses and renovations, and we work with about 20 who we've all tested and we know them personally, and they've got jobs going at different sizes, different scales, different times, and we can compare quotes. How would you do that? It's quite difficult. So if you need quotes from different builders just to be comfortable in yourself to proceed, you need an architect. Now, do you need to monitor the build? Sometimes after having the documentation, you're happy with the builder, you're going to be living down the road, you're visiting the site once a month or once a week, you can talk to the guys, you're happy with that, you don't need an architect. If you live out of town, or if you're so busy, there's no way that you're going to get on site every week, you need to hire an architect. Now, this is the difference between architects and building designers. We've all got liability insurance. We've been trained in contract administration. If things really go bad, you can sue us. Not that I want you to do that, but that's a possibility. So we would make sure that we are there every week. We are taking photos. We're sending you documents. If you live overseas or interstate, then we would be reporting on the way that the contract is flowing, and we're approving any financial claims by the builder during the contract admin stage. We're also building experts, so when we're looking at a slab or a post, we can tell whether the documents, it's actually according to the plans, and we can pick, well, on the whole, we can pick the error before it escalates up. There's nothing worse than coming in at the end of the job and going, oh, I don't know why they did it like that. They should have done it that other way. And it's a ricochet decision that started at the ground level. So we have that expertise because we're familiar with the building industry. And that's why you need an architect. So to sum up, classic reasons why you need an architect, and you're actually paying up front. So it's a bit of a grudge money. So you've got a complicated brief, there's complicated approvals, you want to document everything up fully and get accurate quotes that are comparison quotes, and you need to monitor the build. 2 or 3 of any of that combination is enough for you to need to hire an architect. And if you're doing a house or renovation, you need to find the right type of architect. So we're specialists in houses and renovations. There's no point hiring us to do your hospital, or you shouldn't go to the hospital architects to do your houses and renovations. We're in this niche, and that's our specialty. So if houses and renovations in Brisbane, in Queensland are your thing, and you need an expert in this field, come to Placemate. Thank you. It's been nice talking to you.